The Vedic astrology chart is the #1 chart closest to what we had before the Gregorian calendar, okay? And so I hear so many people say the Cancer Leos are different from the August Leos, or, you know, the August Virgos are different from the September Virgos. When the truth is, under the Vedic astrology, which it still doesn't acknowledge the 13th sign, but it's closest to the original charts for astrology. Now, for those of you who don't believe in astrology, you can skip the video. But the Dogon, to me, is like the closest ones that help me understand what astrology really is, because they would look in the sky. They had the sight to look in the sky and see what stars were there. And depending on these stars, that child was born under several planets. And those planets dictated who they were supposed to be. Were they going to be a philosopher, a teacher, a musician, a carpenter, a scientist? They would know by looking in the stars, okay? And so this is how we studied astrology. Vedic astrology is the closest thing to that concept. It shows the patterns of our dates according to the planets versus tropical. And I'm not saying tropical does not have its accuracy, but when you just say you're a Leo and you're not looking at your moon and your rising and your Mercury and your Venus, then you still do not understand your identity. So for the early Leos that are in July on the Vedic calendar, or the calendar before the Gregorian calendar, you are not a Leo, you are a Cancer. And for the Virgos who are early in Virgo, you are not a Virgo, you are a Leo. They have shifted the months, they have shifted everything and taken out the 13th sign. So I say all that to say, don't just think you need to identify with your sun sign. It's not just your sun sign that identifies you. It only identifies the concept of who you are, your career, and perhaps what you go through on the surface, and even internal in some instances. But that may be because you have other stuff in your chart. I'm a Leo. I am a Leo on all charts. I'm a pure Leo. But I'm also a Pisces / Aquarius. I would say more Aquarius in Vedic, but Pisces in tropical. So look into learning about your Vedic sign or the original sign. I'm going to put the calendar up, but this is the original sign that you should be looking at. Not just tropical and not just your sun. Now, if you don't know when you were born, order your birth certificate. There is a reason they did not put your date and times on these new birth certificates. So when you order it, make sure you request the one that has your birth time, because this is how you identify who you truly are. You have to know who you are, and powers that be have helped you avoid that by even making you focus more on like your goals and your who you're supposed to be in the world. So you're always hustling. But what about your spiritual side? Your moon and your rising is literally who you are. So yes, I'm a Pisces in tropical, and I can see through stuff. I'm a water sign, and either way I'm water, even though Aquarius is an air sign. It's the water bearer. So either way, I see into stuff. I'm spiritual. I see into different things. I hear spirit. You understand what I'm saying? But that's who I am. Who are you? And you won't know truly until you know your time and place of birth and where you are from. And I encourage you to seek that information. Find out when you were born. Call the hospital. If you are adopted, call the hospital. See if you can trace your birth certificate so you can find out who you truly are. I'm a human design coach as well. And when I tell you human design needs your time of birth, I can't even do your chart if you don't know your time of birth. I'm not going to guess because I can guess wrong. I've had people be off by 2 minutes and it changed their chart. You understand? So I would need your time of birth to do your chart. But it will tell you, I can tell you who you are, why you're the way you are, and why you operate this way, but it is your fingerprint in society and you will never change. So be the best version of you that you are written in the stars to be.